Welcome to 100 Yards of Football. If you like the video today, please come in and share it. We surely appreciate it here at 100 Yards of Football. I'd like to give special thanks, honor, and all praises to Mr. Jeremiah Long for making it happen for me this morning here on 100 Yards of Football. I'm your host, Vincent Turner, and today our video is on Mr. Kenny King, running back, Oakland Raiders, by way of the University of Oklahoma. So if you like the video today, please come in and share it. Boma, Suna, da 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 da. Kenny King. This morning I'm gonna call Mr. King the unsung hero, both when he played at the University of Oklahoma and when he was a running back with the Oakland Raiders. When you talk about a gentleman that gave up a lot for his football team and made a sacrifice and was loyal, didn't complain, this young man out of Clarendon, Texas, was special. I'm going to start with his time at the University of Oklahoma. Back in the mid-'70s, when I was in high school at Southside High School in my hometown of Memphis, Tennessee, up till the time I went to college at the University of Arkansas in 1978, I'm going to make no excuses. When you was looking at the college football landscape, there was one team that I always wanted to see on the national level, outside USC at the time. Let's be real, man. The Oklahoma Sooners had it going on with that wishbone. The bandanas, the players they had in the backfield. That 77 season and that 78 season, there was no better offense in college football. When you're talking about the Oklahoma backfield, Thomas Lott out of San Antonio, Texas. Billy Sims out of Hooks, Texas. David Overstreet out of Big Sandy. And then Kenny King out of Clarendon, Texas. But the guys that was getting more of the flowers and the hype was Thomas Lott, Billy Sims, and David Overstreet. But this young man at the fullback position out of that bone was special. In his career at Oklahoma, sharing time with all those great talented football players, the young man had over 2,269 yards rushing. He averaged 6.3 yards a carry at the University of Oklahoma. And he was the blocking fullback. And you know what? In the 76 season at Oklahoma, as a fullback, he had almost 791 yards and averaged 5.6 yards a carry and 4 touchdowns. And people don't understand this. When you look at Thomas Lott, when you look at David Overstreet, when you look at Billy Sims, the one point that people don't really pick up or understand, Kenny King was the fastest player on the team. And boy, that wishbone in Oklahoma was special. Then he gets drafted in the 79 draft, 72 pick overall by the Oakland Raiders. And he goes on and he has, I want to say, a very decent NFL career. 2,477 yards. He averaged 4.3 yards a carry, 7 touchdowns in his career. But think about that Oakland Raiders team that he was with, that he won a Super Bowl in the 81 Super Bowl in New Orleans. And think about how the great players that was on that 80 Oakland team. Burgess Owens, Lester Hayes, Cliff Branch, Bob Chandler, Art Shell, Henry Lawrence, Gene Upshaw, Dave Casper, Raymond Chester, Rob Martin, USC, Matt Millen, Penn State, Mike Davis, and the legendary Jim Plunkett. And Kenny King, out of all those players, was the most talented special player. And he was the fastest player on the team behind Cliff Branch. But we're going to remember Kenny King of that touchdown reception in that 1981 Super Bowl against the Philadelphia Eagles when he took that thing 80 yards. And you saw that speed, that 4.4 speed from the halfback position. Remember, he played fullback at Oklahoma. And he took that thing to the house. That was special. I was watching that game in Grayson Hall as a senior. No, excuse me, it's a junior at the University of Arkansas. And Kenny King took that to the house. Then you think about the skill set that Kenny King had as a fullback and as a halfback. Fullback when he was at the University of Oklahoma, halfback when he got with the Oakland Raiders. The work ethic, you could go check the tea leaves. All you got to do is go on the back channels and pull up some stuff that Barry Switzer said about him. His work ethic was best than any football player at that time at the University of Oklahoma. And Tom Flores, who was the head coach of the Oakland Raiders, said his work ethic was at another level. A+. Blocking at a high level. A+. The vision as a running back, the ability to cut, hop, dop, and then hold. A+. Effort. A+. Yards after contact. A+. As I said, that speed. 4.4. At the time, that was unreal. In 1978, power runner. A+, could really run through the tackles. Go back and look at that Oklahoma film. His leg drive was at another level as a running back. A+. The explosion from start to finish as a running back. A+. The run instincts off the charts as a running back. A+. And as I said before, a team player at his highest level. Never said much and played with some of the greatest players that's played this game at a high level in college and pro. Never said much. A+, A+, A+ as a team player. And think about this. You look at the 1975 recruiting class at Oklahoma. They had Kenny King, Victor Hicks, George Crumley, Thomas Lott, Billy Sims, Greg Roberts. And Kenny King came in highly recruited. But a lot of people didn't think that he was going to be the type of level of player that he was at Oklahoma. And what I mean by that, he sacrificed a lot. And also Reggie Kinlaw was in that recruiting class. And Daryl Hunt. I apologize for leaving those two gentlemen off that recruiting class in 75 of the University of Oklahoma. But think about if Kenny King would have went to another school. He would have put up higher numbers. And we might be talking about him differently as a Heisman Trophy winner. And I'm going to say this. When you look at what he did at the University of Oklahoma, when he was there, his 4 years at the University of Oklahoma, they won 4 Big 8 championships, 1 national championship. And at 70-18, when you talk about a talent level, David Overstreet, Terry Crouch, Freddie Nixon, Thomas Lott, Victor Hicks, Steve Rhodes, J.C. Watts was a backup at the time, Congressman, George Crumley, Daryl Hunt, Darrell Ray, Bud Hubert, and Billy Sims. Some of the greatest talent that's ever played on the college football level. And I'm going to go back to the Oakland Raiders 1980 Super Bowl team. Burgess Owens, Lester Hayes, Cliff Branch, Bob Chandler, the late great Bob Chandler, Art Shell, Henry Lawrence, Gene Upshaw, Dave Casper, Raymond Chester, Rob Martin, Matt Millen, Mike Davis, and the legendary Jim Plunkett. This gentleman was part of 2 of the greatest single-season teams ever in the history of football on any level, college or professional. This man was a football player, man, and didn't really get his respect. But today, here on 100 Yards of Football, I'm going to give all the love, all the respect, all the flowers, all the praise and glory and honor to Kenny King. Boomer, Sooner. Dun, 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 dun. If you like the video today, one more time, please come in and share it. I wouldn't be doing these great videos if it wasn't for the gentleman who believed in me. And I have to bring it up this morning. I met this very handsome guy. I call him the Asian Thunder. We was at an establishment accompanied by the Atlanta Voice, and he came up to me and he said, Mr. Turner, if you need anything, I'm here. And what made it so special that day, he's from East Tennessee. I'm from West Tennessee. and the dream has been built. Thank you, Mr. Jeremiah Long. Y'all enjoy the day here on 100 Yards of Football. Kenny King, Boma, Sooner.